With the release of Scarlet and Violet being the Gen 9, we should expect soon for there to be some Pokemon remake games. They've been doing this since the 3rd gen. Every gen comes with a remake. And we are on to the Black and White remakes, which is actually the generation that I started playing Pokemon, and probably the generation that I played the most. So I made a list here of things that I personally, in a perfect world, would want from the Black and White remakes. I am aware Game Freak probably won't do this, especially with the Gen 4 remakes being how they were. I doubt that they're probably just gonna take the game, give it a little shine, little rub, and then release it for like $90. But if they were to actually put some care into it, this is what personally I would like. So the first thing is just a complete redo of the game to be like Scarlet and Violet. So this is kind of like more what they did with Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where it was pretty much, it was just like X and Y in terms of graphics and how the game played and everything. And I think Unova would greatly benefit from being open world, and especially we could do the thing like I remember in the first anime, it was like there wasn't just those 8 gyms on the games, but in the anime, but there was actually a lot more. And so in the remakes, since we have 2 or 3 extra gyms that they added for Black and White 2, we add those to the base game in total, and just let you just go wherever you want. Maybe we could do like level scaling instead of what they did, but I don't think level scaling would work. Probably just set levels and then you're just gonna have to know. But if you can go to the first little part of like on this part of the map of Unova and do those first 2 gyms as a part or instead of some other gyms maybe that you don't want to do. Maybe we'd have to change what kind of gyms they are, since Charon is one of those gyms. We'd have to switch who is in that gym. But other than that, I think that would be pretty fun. An updated Pokedex to include Pokemon from Gen 6 to 9, I think it's necessary. I don't understand why the remakes do not let us play with modern Pokemon. I would love to take some because Gen 9 especially, Gen 8 and 9, the 2 things that I like the most about those games is their new added Pokemon, like the Pokemon that they added on. Like there's some great Pokemon in those games, and I think it'd be really fun to have those in Gen 5. With Black and White being very story focused and story heavy, or at least compared to the the other games, voice acting. We need voice acting. Pokemon has had a lack of voice acting for no reason. It's not like they don't have the money, they just don't care enough. And I think even if it delays the game, maybe if they delayed a game to be Generation 10, just so we could have voice acting, I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. Voice acting, I feel, is a must. I did kind of already mention this, but Black and White 2 locations being added onto this game from the get-go. Because I doubt, I would love if this could be a Black and White 2 remake, but I doubt that's gonna happen. I'll get into that later. But I think if we at least add those locations, because they added a lot of places in those games, and I think it'd be just as interesting to see the Black and White locations in the future as much as it'd be to see the Black and White 2 locations in the past. Now, actually, I should probably say, Black and White 2 was my first Pokemon games, and so this is why I'm pushing for so much Black and White 2 content. Like, my next point, this is perfect world. This is not going to happen. I do not think Game Freak is going to do this. But perfect world New Game Plus mechanic that lets you play through Black and White 2. It's not that much more work on their part. Like, especially if we do the Black and White 2 locations from the get-go, you literally do not have to add anything to the overworld map. Nothing. Maybe you have to change a couple things. Oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Change those couple of things. And then you just have to add some more NPCs, change where the NPCs are, change a couple of things. But since we're going to have, if we have those Black and White 2 locations from the start, you're really only switching some NPCs. And I don't think that that's honestly that much more work on their part. And if they're not going to do the New Game Plus thing, then my next point being Black and White 2 needs to be DLC. Somehow we need to be, because it's not like Emerald where it's not the same game. They add a bunch of things onto it that they did end up adding into it. But the thing is that Emerald was all around. You go for the same journey. In Crystal, you're playing the same journey. Platinum, it's the same journey. Black and White 2 is completely different journey. It's completely different story, completely different characters, villains, everything. And so I think it'd be a great... it'd suck if we cannot play Black and White 2 remade in any way. I think that'd be a great disservice to the fans. Now, I saw this a lot as a big criticism for the Gen 9 games when they came out, especially with how close they were to the release of Pokemon Arceus, that there wasn't the Pokemon Arceus catching system, which does kind of suck, because for the most part, I don't feel like that's that big of a problem. But I feel especially when I had to go back to like the lower level parts of the game to like if I want to catch them all, my like level like 70 big beast of Pokemon are going up against like level 2 like little bugs pretty much, and it's just, I'm gonna catch it. If I throw a Pokeball at it, it's gonna get caught. But why do it just takes longer than the Arceus catching system would. And so I think what a good balance would be is that if we have it so you can do the Arceus catching, but only if they're like level 5 or below. And if they're level 5 or above, then maybe it will fail, or it's like a less of a chance of it catching. But you can still catch those Pokemon if you go into a normal battle with them. I think would be a good alternative, or yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. These two are kind of the same. It's just adding some of the Gen 9 battle mechanics and stuff. Terastalization, I guess one of them's battle, the other one's overworld and Pokemon and whatever. But Terastalization, I think, needs, because every time we had a remake, we would add the mechanic of that gen onto that remake. So in Gen 6, with a Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, we got Mega Evolutions. But for a Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, we didn't get Gigantamax, which I think it's a letdown. It's a big... Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl was a big letdown. I really hope that they do not do that with Gen 5. I really do. My last thing is the raids that you can find in the overworld, where you go up against Pokemon who are Terastalized. I never played Gen 8, but I think they did the same thing with Gen 8, but it was Gigantamax. And then you have like sometimes a hard battle, sometimes not. You fight that Pokemon and then you're able to catch it, and you just get to catch it. And this is how I've gone most of my box currently. And I got the cool Lycanroc form this morning, like not the normal one, but like the one Ash had. That's like really hard to get. Got that one from the Terastalization Raid thing. I was like, oh, let's go. I was so excited. But anyway, that's not important to what I'm saying. But maybe it does. It's just showing how cool it is to have that mechanic. And it just makes catching Pokemon And and a big thing is that I hate having to hold myself back in battles to make sure I don't kill the thing for me to catch it. This thing, I kill it and then I just get to catch it. It's great. It's like in the anime. But so that is my, maybe I'll have some more things I'll add on in posts or whatever, or in the comments down below. But currently this is my black white remake wish list. Big thing on the wish list, I wish they did it like this. They're not going to. I know it's just going to be like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl because it's cheaper and it's easier, but if they actually, because these are my favorite Pokemon games, if they put on, or they put some effort into it and give us at least like half of this, like at least make the games like Gen 9. At least make the games like Gen 9. I understand if you can't do the black white too, maybe that's a bit too much work for you, then whatever, but give us a Gen 6 for 9 Pokemon and give us a Scarlet and Violet like game, because I really enjoy Scarlet and Violet, and if they did that but in Unova, that'd be great. So anyway, thank you for watching. Bye bye. Okay, this is I'm just editing right now. I was thinking, I was like going through looking for like pictures or whatever, and I found one. I'll show you it if I can find it again. But so this image is like, what if it's Pokemon like the black and white remakes, but instead of doing remakes, since they already did black and white 2, what if they do black and white 3? And I do not at all think that this would happen, but just how cool would this be? This would be so cool if they did this. That's all I really had to say. Add this onto the wish list. Instead of doing a remake at all, just make black and white 3, I guess. Right? Now I will actually say thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Bye bye.